Okay, welcome back, Jebel Ali. In the last tutorial, we started a small amount of coding. We managed to code our car, so on our car sprite, to point in a direction, switch its costume, and go to one of those coordinate locations on our stage. Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to get our car turning and moving forward. Quite exciting, I hear you say. So let's have a look how we do that. So importantly, I can't stress this anymore. You must be clicked on your car sprite. Let me remind you where that is. So we're down here in the sprite area, and more specifically, we are clicking on our car sprite. So you must do that or you will code in the wrong place. So click on your car sprite. You should see the code from the last tutorial. Now, to get our car turning, so we're not worried about moving at the moment, we just want to be turning left and right. And the way we're going to control our car is by using the left and right arrow buttons on the keyboard. So we need to go to an event. So last event we used, can you remember what the event block we used before? If you said green flag, you are correct. But this time we're going to use a slightly different one. So we're going to go to events, and our event this time is going to be when key pressed. Can you see that there? I'm dragging that on here. So at the moment it's set to the space key. But the first choice I'm going to make is I'm going to click on the arrow here, and I'm going to choose the left arrow. Okay, and I actually want two of those because I'm going to turn right too. So I'm going to drag one more and place it underneath my first one, and make sure you choose right arrow for this one. Okay, so compare them. You should have one saying left arrow and one saying right arrow. So when we press the left arrow on the keyboard, we want our car here to go left. So that is a motion block. Now, motion blocks we used in the last tutorial, can you remember what color they are? If you said blue, you are correct. So go to the motion blocks here, and we want to turn left. Now you can see here that the turn block here is pointing left. If you don't know your left and right, you better check out now. So that's left. So I turn that on there, and actually it says 15 degrees. And 15 degrees is pretty good for this, and I'll show you. So if I put that under here, so notice that's my left turn goes underneath my left arrow. Then I need the right turn to go underneath my right arrow. I'm going to leave it to 15 degrees. So if you know your angles, that will turn it just below, halfway between 0 degrees and 45 degrees. So let's try that now. So we can test that by pressing the red arrow, and then if I turn left, press my left arrow, it goes left, press my right arrow, it goes right. Perfect. But there's one problem. We're not moving at the moment. So that is what we're going to look at next. And the way this game works, when your game starts, your car basically continually moves, and you have some control. You can brake and you can make go faster, and that's what we're going to look at now. So we need another event block to get our game starting. Okay, so our code started. So I'm going to go to events, and I'm going to use the green flag again, because this is going to start at the beginning of the game. Now, what we do in this game, we give the player a couple of seconds to prepare themselves, basically. So we're going to pause the car for a little while. So we're going to make it wait. So we go to events, and if you look here, sorry, not events, control block this is. We're looking for the wait block. So this will enable our game to pause for a number of seconds. At the moment it's set to 1 second. I'm going to change that to, I'm going to give myself, 2 seconds to wait. Okay, then we're going to use an important block here in computing programming. This is the repeat block. We're going to use the forever loop. Okay, this is a loop, so whatever goes inside this block will continually happen over and over again. So in control, I'm going down to forever. I'm going to drag that and connect that to my wait. Now, so let's get the car moving. So we want it to move forward. So that's a motion block. So inside my motion blocks here, I'm going to drag into the mouth of my forever loop. I'm just going to put it in there temporarily. At the moment, it's set to 10 steps. When I press my green flag, it waits for 2 seconds, and off it goes. That's far, far too quick. So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to change my steps right down to just 1 step. And you'll see why when I run. So I press my green flag. Again, it waits for 2 seconds, and then it starts moving. Then when I use my left and right mouse keyboard keys, my car turns and moves forward. Okay, so that's looking quite good. Now, remember I said I was going to put this move in temporarily. I'll show you why. I'm going to move that out there now. What I want my car to do, I want to introduce a braking system to my car. So, if I press my spacebar key, I want my car to slow down. Else, I want it to move at the normal speed that we've just set then at 1 step. So we've got 2 choices. If pressing spacebar, go slower, else go at normal speed. So if you listen closely to what I said if and else. So that is a special control block that's used frequently in computing. It's the if else. So if you look down this side here, we've got if and else. Okay, so remember I said if pressing spacebar, I want my car to go slower. So in the sensing, because we're pressing a key, we're looking sensing, and can you see we've got the key pressed, and at the moment it's set to space, and that's perfect. So I drag that onto here, and I'm going to put that in between the if and the then. So that goes inside the if and the then. So it's basically checking for if I've pressed the spacebar key. If I have, I want my car to go slower. So if we're moving at 1 step, what would be something less than 1? If you're saying 0.5, that's a perfect answer. So if I change that to 0.5 steps, so that's half a step, and I move that inside my if section. So if I press this key, it goes at 0.5 steps. Else, I want it to go at the normal speed. So we need to put in another move block again. So I go to motion, and I drag my move 10 steps. I'm going to change that to 1. You could maybe experiment with 2 or 3. It's entirely up to you, but I'm going to go for move 1 step, and I'm going to put that inside my else statement. So remember, this is how it works. It checks if I've pressed the space key. If I have, it goes at 0.5. If I've not pressed the space key, it ignores this part of the if else and goes to this section. And I put the if else inside my forever loop. Now, I'm going to test that by pressing the green flag. But first I'm going to go full screen. Then I'm going to press my green flag. So remember, it waits for 1 second and then it begins. Now you can see I'm moving around, I'm pressing the left and right, and now when I press the space, I'm pressing it slows down. Then I let go of the space, it goes back to normal speed. So if I stop that, go back to my code, and that is my if else working. When I press the space key, it goes inside the if part of the loop. Else, it gets stuck inside my else part and continually moves at 1 step. And that is how you add a left and right turn to your car, and also use the if else to move your car at slow speed if you press the space bar, else move at normal speed if you don't press the space bar. And that is the first part of controlling your car. In the next tutorial we will add some other tools to our car, maybe an accelerator. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Take care and see you soon.